Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Hey, Rob.
Oh, hi, Sandra. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. You know what? Today we're going to talk about 7 ways to improve your gut microbiome.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
With food.
Perfect.
There's other ways to do it too, not just with food, but we're going to talk about food today.
All right.
Since it's a nutrition nugget.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, you know the importance of having a healthy gut.
I've heard all about it. Yeah.
I bet you have. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty key for our overall health. And actually, as women, I teach these groups to help women thrive through the menopause transition. And part of the discussion is the microbiome, because as everyone ages, the microbiome can change. But it's also, you can change it for the better with some simple strategies by eating differently and including foods that help.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you know that we've talked to Right Nutrition Works, Projecta Aptica dietitian, about a leaky gut. And we talked about how the gut is home to trillions of microorganisms and bacteria and good and bad gut bugs.
Right.
So these all break down food and they help support our immune system. They help to nurture our health.
Okay.
And we can actually do things in our life to improve our overall gut health. And it can change within a week if you start to introduce some of these strategies.
Wow, that quick, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the cool thing is because, I mean, you might have issues with cardiovascular system, and it's hard to see changes within a week. But with your gut health, your gut is talking to you. Like, so if you're having a lot of indigestion, heartburn, bloating, gas, diarrhea, like, you know, all those things, like nervous stomach, they can all those symptoms, they can actually be altered in fairly short time frame with simple changes to what you're eating.
Wow, that's amazing. It's a bit of an incentive too. If you see changes that quickly, then yeah, it makes you want to keep going and it makes you have faith in what you're doing and that you're on the right track. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it. So what are some foods that we can actually introduce in our weekly intake? And it could be daily for some. These are foods that offer those probiotics. I think people know we've done episodes about probiotics and prebiotics. So we're going to focus on those types of foods. But the probiotics are the live, live bacteria. And then the prebiotics is the food to keep those probiotics alive. So we want prebiotics to feed the probiotics.
Okay.
So that's kind of like thinking of, you know, the gut as this
alive kind of, yeah, it's like a giant fish tank and there's all this stuff going on down there and you got to feed it the right things to keep it alive.
Yeah, totally. That or a forest or
biosphere.
Exactly. A diversity. That's right. And we all have it. So this is just good information to, you know, help with improving your health. So number one is typically the most common one that people know about, and a lot of people use this already, especially if you can tolerate dairy, but it's
yogurt, probably.
Yeah, you got it. It's a really common probiotic that a lot of people do include, and it's great because it's a powerhouse for probiotics. It's kind of a natural way to get those live bacteria.
Is that any kind of yogurt?
It's a good question. Most yogurts have probiotics because it's the nature of fermentation of the milk that creates the yogurt. So there are certain types and brands that have
more.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And, you know, they all have different strains. So that's the other thing is we don't really know what we need, but just eating these foods can help with the diversity in your gut so that you are feeding the probiotic gut bugs to help them thrive, right? And we know that yogurt, and I think we've talked about yogurt in many episodes about, you know, the different ones with sugar, the flavored yogurts. We've talked about plant-based alternative yogurts. So looking at the label helps to determine if you're getting a probiotic in that yogurt. And if you are thinking of eating yogurt for your health, it would be good to stick with an unflavored yogurt. So plain yogurt is the kind of gold standard in terms of healthy.
Because it has no sugar or low sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't have added sugars.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as prebiotics or probiotics, is this probiotics?
That one is, yeah.
Yogurt, as far as probiotics, some form of yogurt is better than none, but ideally you want to get a healthy yogurt that's not loaded with sugar.
Ideally.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. And you know, yogurt has sugar because it's the lactose, which is the milk sugar. So it's naturally, even a plain yogurt with no added sugar has sugar, just to be clear, because you kind of mentioned no sugar, but no added sugar we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the next one?
Okay. First of all, just want to mention Greek yogurt has a bit more protein than the Baltic yogurt.
Okay.
Or Icelandic yogurt that's a bit runnier, but depends on what your goals are. And we have another episode people can refer back to about yogurt. And there's a great blog on the website about yogurt also. All right. And the next one is sauerkraut, which is fairly common. I think people know using sauerkraut can help with your gut biome by offering the probiotic.
Because it's fermented, right?
That's right.
That's why it is probiotic, because it's a fermented food.
You got it. Exactly.
Right.
It's a fermented cabbage.
And sauerkraut, we've tried a few different brands that I guess some of them are store bought, some are homemade, and they're all a little different. So if you don't care for sauerkraut, maybe try a different one, because it might just be that specific brand that you were trying that you didn't care for. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's lots of different
variations, I guess, in how they're made.
Yeah, yeah. And with sauerkraut, it's nice because it is a cabbage, so you get that tanginess, and it also has fiber, which helps support the overall gut health and helps your prebiotics too. Number 3 is similar to yogurt, but it's called kefir. Have you heard of kefir?
I have.
Kefir.
Some people pronounce it kefir, I think, as well. I've heard that too.
Kefir, that's right. Yeah. And it does have a unique probiotic profile to help the gut, help it repopulate and diversify the good gut bacteria, promoting better digestion and immune health. There is some research that suggests that kefir may improve lactose digestion, and it could help reduce inflammation and help with balancing the gut bugs in your microbiome.
Interesting.
So there's also, if you can't really tolerate any dairy, even fermented, which I think we mentioned in another episode about lactose intolerance, many people with a lactose intolerance can still tolerate fermented lactose, like in yogurt or kefir. But if you don't, there are non-dairy alternatives too. So like there's coconut or even water kefir.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's good. Yeah, it's nice that there's those options available for people.
Yeah, especially if you're vegan or if you can't take any milk products at all. So the next one is kimchi.
Kimchi. Love the kimchi. It's kind of like a spicy sauerkraut in a way.
Yeah.
Similar kind of idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's especially high in lactobacillus bacteria, which is another probiotic for our gut biome. So regularly eating kimchi has been associated with improved gut flora diversity. And so it could actually help with cardiovascular disease by reducing the bad cholesterol and helping with inflammation. So it's kind of like part of the anti-inflammatory diet.
Right. We heard a recipe yesterday on a podcast. A guy was talking about a dip with cream cheese and kimchi, I think, and maybe something else. It sounded really tasty. He's like, oh yeah, your kids will love it. And I kind of laughed because I thought kids and kimchi doesn't sound like typical, but maybe the cream cheese and the fact that it's a gooey dip.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, I don't know, Google it, look it up, but there are some neat ideas for eating kimchi rather than just straight out of the jar.
Or we could try it and put it in our newsletter.
Okay, we'll do it for you. There you go.
Well, I am curious.
Hey, I'm game.
Yeah, we used to put salsa and cream cheese together.
Or sour cream. Yeah, or actually, we call plain yogurt sour cream. We don't typically buy sour cream because Greek plain yogurt is very, very similar when used as a sour cream. So
absolutely,
a lot healthier.
That's true. Yeah, and if you try different things with your kids and pique their curiosity, they might be more likely to have spicier foods in their overall diet.
Yeah.
So
instead of asking for cookies when you go shopping, they'll be asking for kimchi.
Wouldn't that be great?
There you go.
And grapefruit and
life goals
and sardines. Right?
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious. Okay, next one. Berries are really good for gut health.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked a lot about different berries on here, and, berries are part of that mind diet to help with possibly preventing dementia down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're thinking about, lots of color, right? Do you think berries have lots of color?
They definitely, yeah, I have a pretty good range of color, blues and reds and purple and orange and yellow. And yeah, I guess they do.
Absolutely. And that, that offers the antioxidant component and the polyphenols from the skins that are so brightly colored. And because most berries are loaded with seeds and skins, that gives the gut really good fiber and helps with your bowels, and it helps with your overall gut biome.
And there's something about the dark colors too, isn't there?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's the same reason that they found that drinking red wine or grape juice could be beneficial for cardiovascular health and reducing risk of cancer in terms of the polyphenols in those skins.
Oh, I see.
So now I'm kind of on a bit of a tangent, but there's no level of alcohol that's actually helps reduce risk of cancer. I just have to put that out there. But
yeah, we're not suggesting you drink a lot. We're just saying that the berries that make the alcohol are the good thing.
Yeah.
So you could just eat the berries.
Yeah, exactly. Just eat the berries. And how do you eat your berries, Rob?
Oh, how do I eat my berries? You're funny. Well, I eat them in my bowl of cereal, typically on my oatmeal.
Nice. Yeah.
Or with yogurt, mixed up with the yogurt, some dried fruit, not dried fruit, fresh fruit, like berries, bananas, that sort of thing. I sometimes will put it on a peanut butter sandwich instead of jam. Berries are so good.
They are. That's
really
a great
are.
idea.
Yeah, and you can take blueberry. Actually, you can take any berry, put it on a cookie sheet, and freeze it, and then they're just beautiful little snacks.
Yeah,
because they don't get hard like an ice cube. They're just kind of they're hard but still chewable, and they're really tasty. They're just a nice little snack for sure. Grapes are good like that too, and yeah, that's right. And I love that you mentioned the practical ways that you eat berries, and those are all different types of berries. You use blueberries, cranberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. Mm-hmm. There's tons. I mean, you can get all those fresh, in seasonally out picking in the woods or wherever you live. Often they're growing wild, but the frozen food section of the store these days has so many different frozen, fruits and vegetables. There's tons available. So we usually, that's a staple in our shopping list is getting some frozen berries to add to whatever we're making. So
yeah, a really good one. And it's one that most of the family can get on board with.
Mm-hmm.
That's
once all our locally picked berries have run out.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Okay, 2 left here. So the next one are leafy greens.
No surprise.
No surprise. What are some leafy greens that you can think of?
Well, spinach, arugula, those are staples in our fridge. All the different mixed greens that you get, broccoli greens and kale, and what else is there?
Yeah, Swiss chard.
Cabbage, I guess. Does that count? Oh, that's the last one, isn't it?
Nope.
No, it's not. Okay, I thought there was silence. I thought I was like I'd ruined the punchline or something.
No, not at all. No, leafy greens are they're packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and they help with your overall digestive health. And they also fuel good bacteria. So that helps with the diversity in your gut, right? We want diversity with the gut biome by having a lot of different colored plant foods in our diet. Like we want to aim for about 30 over the week. And this also helps. We've talked about the anti-inflammatory diet, and these are all like fitting into that also, because a diet that has leafy greens most days or daily, if you can, they've been associated with lower risk of inflammatory diseases like heart disease and diabetes and other like rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune diseases, and it improves your gut health.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it helps.
Eat your greens, right?
Totally. It helps with digestion and maintaining the healthy gut lining so you don't get that leaky gut kind of issue or an IBS and all that.
Exactly.
Okay. The last one that we're going to talk about is, actually, because it's 2 things, onions and garlic.
Oh, the sulfur kind of family, is that? They're both in that, aren't they? They're both similar somehow.
Yeah, exactly. They have sulforaphanes, which is the phytochemical or antioxidant that's super helpful, but they also have the prebiotics. So these are offering a food for the probiotic, and the prebiotic fiber that they have, it's called inulin. So that encourages the growth of beneficial bacteria.
There you go.
And then when you have garlic and onions, it increases production of the short-chain fatty acids, like butyrate is one that you might hear about, and that helps with gut health and reducing inflammation, and also helps with feeling full after a meal, so promoting satiety.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So they can easily be added to meals. How do you use onions and garlic?
Oh, I put them in everything. It's usually the first thing that goes in the pan. If I'm making any kind of stir fry or pasta dish or sauce or soup, or it just adds so much flavor and it's easy. I love onions. Garlic adds so much flavor too. Like adding garlic is just the same thing. Sandwiches. Love sandwiches with like fresh red onion on it. Yeah, it's a go-to for me for sure.
Yeah, those are good. I know you made that toasty the other day with cheese and red onion and smoked salmon, and you put it in the little like kind of iron, like the flat iron, but
a little toasty machine.
Yeah, it was so delicious with the homemade sourdough that I made, and delicious.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So good. Yeah, so a brief rundown of the foods that we mentioned, those probiotic and prebiotic foods to include most days in your diet, include yogurt for the probiotic, sauerkraut for a probiotic, kefir for a probiotic, kimchi for a probiotic, berries for the prebiotic, leafy greens for a prebiotic, and garlic and onions for the prebiotic. So hopefully those ideas can help tickle your taste buds and send you into the kitchen for some creative experimentation with your meals.
There we go. Thank you for sharing that. If you want more ideas, check out our website. There's lots of interesting blog articles on there for you to check out. You can also join our newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter that comes out. We've got recipe ideas, tips of the week, different things that we've been up to, upcoming shows, that sort of thing. So that is free to join. You can click the link on the website for that. The website is mywifethedietitian.com. You can also email us your questions or just email us and say, hey guys, love your show. Keep going. Love what you're doing. We like hearing those too. Email is mywifetherd@gmail.com. You can also find us on the internet. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to drop us a line there as well. Love hearing your comments either way. And don't forget to rate and review the show. That's super helpful. Helps us keep moving along. It helps other people find the show. And sharing with a friend is a really good idea too. So that is it for this week. We will be back next Monday with a full episode. We will be talking to Rosalind Moore. She's a physiotherapist from Baltimore. We're going to be talking all about the importance of staying strong as you age, specifically women in menopause transition period of their life. So that's something for everyone to listen to. So until then, have a great week, everyone, and we will talk to you next week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife, the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.